We do have a couple of more people that are on their way in. I've already set you up, Lewis, with host control. So,
Good.
Lewis, we're super excited to have you today, courtesy of our good friend and committed attendee, Sarah Shana of Leaders Edge, who speaks so highly of you and your skill set. I know that she works with you from a coaching standpoint. You're with eXp Realty as well, and you run a team. Would love to hear a little bit about your background. And we're just really excited to have you share with us today some of the cool ways that you're leveraging artificial intelligence in your real estate business. So I'm going to hand it right over to you. Just a quick reminder to those of you who are with us live, if you could please make sure that you mute. You know, we're usually a pretty intimate group. So if you do have questions or comments, feel free to unmute, jump in, raise your hand. We're not all about the manners here, so long as you stay muted when you're not talking. So Lewis, happy to hand it over to you. Thank you again for joining us today.
Thank you, Dina. And thank you, Sarah, for making this introduction. And good morning to everyone. And hopefully you guys are having an amazing day. There's going to be a lot of information that I'm going to be throwing at you. And I tend to really geek out and just speak really fast. So please do not feel like you cannot stop me and ask for me to explain something again, or if I can go into more details on something, because that's kind of my style. It's not a formal manner of me teaching. It's very informal, very down to earth, and I try to go at a pace where everyone can follow me. And I'm going to start from the basics and then work my way up. And then at the end, I'm going to give you guys a big, how would I say, surprise about all of this stuff that I'm going to talk to you about today. But let's go back a little bit first. In 2003, I decided to get my real estate license. It was a day that changed my life, and I cannot say that enough. Prior to that, I was a barber, and I was not being mentally stimulated enough to really be excited about what I did anymore. It was fun while I was a kid, but when I grew up, I just felt like there was more out there for me. Real estate was always a passion of mine. I never thought it was achievable for me to be in the business, let alone own homes and be an investor and mentor other people, and let alone own a real estate company that was at one point probably the fastest growing independent real estate brokerage in New Jersey. So when I decided to get into real estate in 2003, innovation back then was taking the MLS from a folder to the internet. That was innovation. And there was still people kicking and screaming in 2003 about that migration when I first came in. So I just made it. Super keys looked a lot different back then. They weren't on our cell phones. And things moved at a snail's pace. Even though we were online, things moved a lot slower. So along the way, I rode that wave from 2003 to 2008, and I started getting pretty good at real estate. Ended up becoming a top producer at my office just because I stuck with it and I loved it that much that there was no other outcome. You love something enough and you stick with it long enough, you will be really good at it and you will be a top producer if you surround yourself with other people who are producing as well. So I've always been a big fan of technology. I listen to things about science. I read books about, all types of, the books I read will probably put most people to sleep. But I'm always big into technology. And when the advent of AI came around, I started to get really interested. And I'm like, you know what, this could really be something. And I was hoping it wasn't going to end up being like the metaverse. It just became like a flop and it's not really ready for mass use. And it's just a pie in the sky dream at this moment. Not that I was a fan of the metaverse anyway, because I like this. I like meeting with people. There's an energy that can't be transmitted through a virtual setting. Even though we're a virtual real estate company, I love when we get together. I don't know if you guys ever been to an EXP conference or a build event. They're amazing. Like you come out of there pumped up. It's something you really can't do online. But we have the advantage of having both options. So when AI came around, I said, there's got to be something to this. I started messing around with it and toying around with it. And I'm like, wow, this is pretty good. And this is pretty efficient, the way that this can kind of cut down on some, tasks that we have to do at times. So today we're going to cover about what is AI and, how can it help you in your business? How can it help you in real estate to grow, be more efficient, be more creative, just be 10 different people that you normally wouldn't have been, and now you can. And how can we take that and apply it in our business so we can grow that, right? And how can we also then leverage our brand with this technology as well, right? And how can we keep our costs down? Because part of being a real estate agent is we have to invest in our business, right? AI is going to help us cut that down tremendously. And it's going to make us look like we're very well seasoned and professional. in many, many different ways. Okay. So with that being said, I'm going to jump over to my presentation. Just give you, I just wanted to give you guys a little background about myself. Other than, my real estate background, which at my climax when I was in New Jersey prior to joining EXP, we ran a brokerage. We grew that brokerage to about 100 agents in 2 years. And then we merged with EXP Realty. And then I kind of like, I want to say I relocated myself for new opportunities in South Florida. So now I live in South Florida versus New Jersey, which EXP gave me an opportunity to be able to do that virtually. And from here, I've been able to kind of slow things down and learn about things like this. So today I'm going to give you guys a glimpse of what I've been working on and how it has helped my business. Hopefully you can help your business as well. All right, so let me go ahead and just jump into the presentation. Okay, where is it? So, okay, can you guys see a screen right now with a young lady and a young man? Yes?
Yes.
Yep, got it.
All right,
Yes.
awesome. Now, the way I teach is very interactive. So I'm going to ask you questions along the way. And if nobody answers me, I'm just going to pick people at random. Fair enough?
Go for it.
Love
Thank
it.
you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Now, I am going to do an experiment in a little bit. So I'm going to give one of you lucky people the opportunity to get an AI headshot. I don't know if you guys have seen them. They look so cool. They'll turn an average looking person into a superhero. They look amazing. I did them for myself. I'm going to give you guys some examples of that. So if anybody is interested in doing that, please send me your headshot to lewis@culture.estate. I'm going to put that in the chat right now. So if anyone is interested in getting a free AI rendering of their professional bio picture, please go ahead and send me that email, okay? I just put it into the chat. All right, so let me get started with the presentation for today, okay? All right, so what we're gonna be talking about today is harnessing the power of AI for agents, right? It doesn't matter what business you're in, it'll help you with any business, but today we're gonna focus on just the agent business that we all know and love, okay? So what is artificial intelligence? Let's start with that question first, right? If you were to ask a lot of people, hey, what is your definition of AI? Would anyone here kind of give me your layman's term definition what AI could be? Anyone here can help me with that?
Yes, hello, Louise. Thank you so much. I would just say it freaked me out at first. I would say scary robot.
It's a scary robot, right? All right. So yeah, it's a scary robot. So let's think about AI as like, think about that one friend we all have, or maybe we had back in school, who was so smart, they were too smart for their own good. And they always knew a little bit about everything, right? So AI is basically that, but magnified by a million. AI is like Rosie from the Jetsons, or it's like Sunny from iRobot. It literally is that, but without the physical manifestation of a robot form. It can have a conversation with you. It can teach you. It can do tasks for you. But one thing it cannot do is comprehend what it is that it's saying. It's only giving you responses based on things that it's been programmed to know. All right. So let me get into a little bit more details about that. So AI, and I'm gonna rephrase this in just a second, refers to the development of computer systems, and let me move my screen a little bit, that can perform tasks that would typically require human intelligence. It involves designing algorithms and models that enable machines to analyze data, learn from patterns, and make decisions and solve problems, okay? So it's basically just a big old pre-programmed model that allows you to ask it questions, and it'll help you in response to those questions, right? So do you remember when you were a kid and you used to play with dolls, and they used to, like, you squeeze it once, it said one thing, said mama, you squeeze it again, and it would say like, I'm hungry or whatever, right? So it's been pre-programmed to know those few responses. So now imagine that same type of doll, or let's say in this case, the same type of interface that you're using, but downloaded with all the information of the entire internet. All the information of mankind that we've all known is downloaded into that. What could you do with that power? What questions would you ask it if it could teach you anything, if it could show you anything, and if it could help you break through some barriers that you're having? Is anyone here want to do something, but they're like, but I don't know how to do that, right? And we all have Google. We could have figured it out with Google and YouTube. And we'll get into that in just a second, how this differs from both of those. But has anyone here just kind of been like on the fence about doing something new for their business or maybe a side project, and you just haven't done it because you're like, I don't even know where to begin? Anyone here? Give me an example of anything.
That was me last week.
That was you last week. What were you trying to work on last week?
I just wanted to look up the e-commerce businesses.
E-commerce business, right? So,
Yeah.
right, great example. So if you wanted to learn about e-commerce and how you can start a drop shipping business or whatever the case may be, you could A, pay a lot of money for someone to teach you, a guru, right? You could B, watch every YouTube video you could find yourself on the topic, or you can use AI to say, hey, AI, can you write me a business plan on how to get started with drop shipping? Not only that, but I also want you to explain it to me like I'm a 10th grader, because I'm not fluent in this language. So dumb it down for me. But I also want you to give me actionable items that I can do for the next 30 days. So that way I don't miss a beat. And then could you also write me 5 advertising posts that I can do on Instagram, on YouTube, that I can make videos, and basically have a full package for me. And I want to be able to turn this into $1 million business by the end of the year. Oh, and by the way, tell me the best products that I can use that I've sold consistently well. You just basically like programmed a business that'll make you $1 million gross, hopefully not, but in about a year, and it'll come back with a response in seconds, and it'll give you all the information you want to know about that, right? We've played around with this, and we've done this in our masterminds where we've asked it to do a lot of things for our business, and it comes back, guys, so quick. And the crazy thing is that like I've been teaching this stuff for years. And if you were to ask me, how do you do these things in real estate? I would have told you 90% of the things that it came back with. And I'm like, that's incredible. Like, I couldn't believe the responses they give. They're so accurate. So Sarah, did you get a good response from it? Did you try asking it those questions?
I did, and it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And one time I was so stuck also.
Mhm.
This is off topic, and I asked AI to make me a daily schedule.
Yeah.
And it did
It
for a
did,
real
right?
estate agent.
Yeah, unbelievable. Now, when I say, did you ask it? When I say it, I'm referring to ChatGPT. Now, there's newer versions of ChatGPT. Today, we're going to cover just the free version. We're not even going to talk about ChatGPT 3.5 or 4.0, which give you so much more accessibility to live data from the internet and give you so many more other features that you can really implement into your business. It kind of just opens you up to having like the smartest assistant in the world is basically what it is, right? So let's go ahead and look at what other things we have. So ChatGPT on the other hand, right? So now I'm going to explain to you guys what ChatGPT actually is versus what artificial intelligence is. So ChatGPT is specifically the implementation of AI known as a language model. So remember that term, guys, language model. And funny enough, that language model really has nothing to do with language. I'll explain to you guys in a minute. It is an advanced text generation model developed by OpenAI. We'll talk about that in just a sec as well. ChatGPT has been trained on a vast amount of text data and can understand and generate human-like text responses based on the input it receives. Okay, so it will basically give you a response to anything you ask it within reason, not like how do I build a pipe bomb or anything like that. It was obviously, it'll give you things that are, acceptable. So ChatGPT is a product of a nonprofit company by the name of OpenAI. It was originally founded by Elon Musk, Sergey Brin, Sam Altman. These guys are heavyweights in the tech sector. And originally, this product was supposed to be an open source, non-profit, which means that you don't have to pay for it and anyone can build on it or off of it, right? So you can build your own systems using this data. You can use the source code and you can put it into your website and you can use it and we can all make it better, right? Because when you make something public, people build on it, and there's 8 billion, 9 billion people in the world. Eventually, there's going to be people who are going to make things better. And obviously, there's people who obviously can make things worse with it too, because it kind of is kind of like, it's a tool is all it is. And people can use tools for good and people can use tools for bad, nefarious reasons as well. But since then, the founders have had a falling out. Elon Musk is no longer a part of the organization. And Sam Altman, since then, has actually sold, I believe it's about 50% or 50 or 49% of the company to Microsoft. And now it is a for-profit company, which kind of changes the whole concept of why this was created in the first place. Because what you've created here is one of the strongest, most powerful weapons or tools or anything you can think about, because you can do anything with this thing. One of the most powerful tools that has been ever known to mankind since the internet, right? So what you've done here is you've monopolized it, and you've given Microsoft the ability to have a monopoly on this one AI. Thankfully, there are other companies now that are coming out with other AIs, such as Google, and such as a few other companies as well, but those are the ones that are really like in the forefront. And on top of that, Elon Musk has left OpenAI because they went kind of the opposite direction on his concept. And he is going to be doing his own AI project in the future, which will be open source and will kind of level the playing field for humanity. But in the meantime, how can we use this for our business, right? So that's kind of the backstory. Now, in summary, a large language model. Remember what I said, guys? Remember that large language? And I'm not going to like confuse you with a lot of things. A language could be anything. A language could be binary code, such as ones and zeros, like the computers run off of, the internet runs off of. It could be math. It could be English language. It could be Hindi. It could be anything that has a pattern to it, right? So who here has ever used GPS? Has anyone here ever used navigation? Anyone?
I think all of us.
Absolutely.
All of us, right?
Mhm.
You guys know you've been using AI the whole time. GPS is really is a form of artificial intelligence. You don't know where you're going. The navigation is telling you where to go. So a lot of us have been using AI over the years, and it's basically the same concept has been built on top of that. So I go on to say that now what we have in our hands, ChatGPT, is just a large language model, which means that it's taken all of the data that is available on the internet and has created a language with it. And when we communicate with it, it searches that language database and it gives us responses in return. All right. So I wanted to kind of give you guys a more of an example of what that is. And then lastly, how is this different from Google? Can anyone answer that question? How is AI different from Google? I mean, you can ask Google the same questions, right? You can ask ChatGPT the questions, but how is that any different, right? So a lot of us probably don't really know how to distinguish it. We probably know the difference, but we probably don't know how to put it into words. So first of all, Google will give you search responses. So if you're looking for, hey, how can I lose weight in 10 days? It'll give you a bunch of websites, and the first few will be promotions. And then finally, you'll get something that'll give you someone's opinion on how to lose weight. You got to read through the whole article, and then you got to figure out what it is that from the article that you need. Is it for your body type? Is it not for your body type? Like it's a lot of stuff that you basically have to do the research yourself and then put something together. But if I went into ChatGPT and I said, hey, I am a male, I weigh 175 pounds. I'm currently 14% body fat. I want to trim down to 10% body fat. Teach me how to do that for a person who works 12 hours a day. And I want to eliminate these foods out of my diet. And I want to stick to a more paleo diet. Can you write me a meal plan, on top of that, an exercise plan for the next 30 days? And within 15 seconds, you've got yourself actionable items list versus having to do all that research yourself on Google. Make sense?
Yep.
Good. All right. So you guys are now AI experts. All right. So now you know what it is. All right. So now we've kind of gotten that far. Now we're going to talk about the power of artificial intelligence in real estate. What can we do with this stuff? And don't worry, I'm not going to overload you guys with too much information today. We're going to look at it from a bird's eye view, and I'm going to give you some actual things you can start doing as soon as this presentation is over. Okay. And I think we have a chat. Somebody might have asked something. Ryan here says that depending on the topic, Google's BART has access to real-time information. ChatGPT's data set only goes up to the end of 2021. That is correct. ChatGPT does not have access past 2021, but I did hear from a lot of AI experts that if you do use ChatGPT 4.0, I believe they do have access to up-to-date information, but Google's Bard, I feel, is going to be a very big competitor. And the reason is because they have already market share because everyone uses Google, right? Who here is a fan of changing from Google, from their Google browser or Google search to not going to use Bing? Anyone here a fan of Bing, or anyone here is excited about using Bing? I know I'm not. But that's what they've done. They've kind of monopolized AI into Bing. But now when Bard is being rolled out, and Bard right now is only on beta, you have to apply to be able to use it. So we're not going to cover that one today. But yeah, that one's exciting. That one I think is going to be a big game changer for us. But now let's talk about this. Let's talk about the way we can use it in real estate. So use case number one. We have the ability with AI to actually create or have a chatbot built into our messaging, whether that be text messaging, email, or lead generation based, like on our CRMs, right? So how many people here have paid for leads? I know a lot of us have, right? How many people here have been driving, showing a house in the middle of a very important meeting where you can't take the phone call or can't respond to the message right away because you're busy? And then you realize 4 hours later, like, oh my God, I forgot to get back to that lead, right? Happens to us a lot. Now, I know that there are CRMs that you can use where when a message comes in, the CRM responds to them right away. But that's kind of where it ends, because it will not continue to have a back and forth conversation with them, because you can't program a CRM to do that, because it just doesn't, you can't predict what people are going to say. But if you use a chatbot, what you're able to do is you're able to have a real conversation, such as almost like it was yourself. And you can train the chatbot to speak like you, which is crazy, right? Because, you know, sometimes when we use these pre-programmed templates, it's very formal, or it's very not like you, or speaks in one way and you speak differently. You can actually train a chatbot to be a 2.0 of you. So very exciting stuff. And we won't get into that today, but I'm just going to outline some of the things. And then at the end, I'm going to show you guys what we can start doing today, because that is a process within itself. Now, next use case we can use in real estate is we can start to use AI data to predict what kind of property or what kind of homeowner is ready to sell, right? How many of us would like to go and start doing some canvassing, marketing to certain people? Because you guys know, if you just do like the gunshot approach and you just spray everywhere, you're not going to get that many good responses, right? But if you narrow down your search to the hottest type of sellers or buyers or whatever the case may be, you will get a better ratio. You'll get a better response rate, ROI. So what AI is going to allow us to do, and there are platforms already that you can utilize for this, it'll literally tell you what property owners are the most likely to need to sell very soon by just analyzing an area, analyzing everything that has to do with equity in the home, with time in the home. It'll look at things such as like delinquency. It'll look at so many different things. And then it'll give you a comprehensive list of people that you can target, right? Maybe target's not the right word, but people you can approach, right? So that's one thing you can do with AI, and they've gotten a lot better. In the past, I've researched homeowners by delinquencies, if they're behind on their mortgage payments, or maybe they haven't paid their tax bill, or some of those things, right? Now, what if the system was able to take it one step further and actually create an algorithm where it compiles that information, but it also adds other information in the mix and gives you like a score of what people are more likely to have to sell. Very powerful stuff. And this is one thing that I think is pretty cool for a lot of us, because we've all had that house that the owner refuses to stage because they don't think it's necessary. And we know it looks very vanilla, very plain, and like, oh, man, you spent this much money renovating and you can't just throw some couches in here? Like, you got to do something. Well, usually what we'd have to do is then, you know, get someone to virtually stage it for us and then pay them to do it for us. Well, there's a software now that you can use where you can just upload your pictures and you can virtually stage it yourself. You don't have to send it over to Fiverr or to a design company or wait on someone else. You can literally do it yourself. There's so many things that you can now start doing yourself, which gives you a lot of freedom back, because instead of being dependent on someone else, wait for them so you can upload the listing, you can take it in-house, teach your assistant how to do it, and have them do it instead of having to wait on someone else, right? Now, let's talk about automated assistants, right? Automated assistance is one of the things that I think is very much underrated with what we can do here with AI, and we should probably use it more. So the other day I was having a mastermind with the agents, and we tested this live, and I said to write me a schedule to be a top listing, to be a top performing real estate agent. Talk to me like you're a real estate coach, and give me an outline of what I can do every single day of the week in order to facilitate that. So basically give me a calendar for success. It literally did that for me in seconds. And I will demonstrate that with you guys in this presentation today, how easy it is to do that. And to be honest with you guys, I mean, I have been literally infatuated with learning productivity in real estate, and the daily actions this thing gave us were so good. I mean, you could have paid Tom Ferry to write you this and it would have been the same thing. Like, it was just really, really, really great stuff. Next thing we want to talk about is it gives you so much creativity. I know that you guys have faced this before, right? You know, you've got to do some sort of marketing. You know, you got to prepare a video for social media or a video for YouTube. And you're like, what do I talk about? Like, how do I don't even know what to talk about. You can very easily get ideas like this, guys, like so quickly. And I'll give you some examples of that. It'll give you not only the ideas, but it'll also give you the titles, the descriptions, the outline, the images that you can use for your thumbnail. It'll give you everything. And if you don't like the answer, you can actually regenerate another set of responses. And it'll give you so much information until you find that it's accurate. Now, I'll be honest with you. I use about 80% of it. So if it gives me like an outline for a script and I like a lot of it, I'll use 80% of it, or I'll use it for inspiration, because maybe I wasn't thinking of any of those things. And now that you're giving me these ideas, you can literally brainstorm without having to have a group of people with you. So that's what's so powerful about this, because a lot of people go through that mental block like I do. I've gone through mental blocks all the time. It's part of the creative process. If you guys are writers, if you guys are into anything creative, you've gone through that before. You know that there is only a limitation to how many ideas you can get in a day, right? So not only that, but it'll also give you some great ideas for social media posts, right? What do I mean by that? What do I mean by, okay, well, how does a social media post perform well? Social media post performs well, depending on what site you're on. But usually a social media post performs well when there's some kind of interaction with the audience, when you ask questions, or when you're very controversial, right? So what we can do is very easy. Like I showed the agents this the other day. We can go into Twitter, and I'm going to show you guys a live example of that in just a moment. We can go into Twitter. We can go to trending real estate topics. We can copy that trending post, and we can tell ChatGPT to make an outline for a 1 minute short or a 1 minute reel. And then we can basically utilize that to now create a post for that day, because we had no idea when we woke up today that we were going to be making a post on something, but now we have a great idea, right? So very good for you guys who have that roadblock. And then what about when you don't know how to respond to an email, because maybe you're newer in real estate and you don't know what certain things mean? Like what's due diligence? What's use and occupancy? What is it? I don't even know what they're talking about. Now you can go over, ask the questions of what this is. Can you phrase that? Could you answer this for me as if I was a professional real estate agent, if I was a commercial real estate agent? If can you help me communicate with an appraiser? Can you help me communicate with a loan officer, with an underwriter? How can I make an underwriter happy about the value of this home? What can I say to an underwriter to kind of give them my opinion on this? Like so many things you can do to kind of influence people if you are not good with words. I know plenty of people who are not good with words. Not everyone's gifted with that, right? And then what about if you have to do a listing presentation? Hopefully you've had this problem before where you have to do a listing presentation, but the home is in a town that you're not familiar with, or the home is in a school district that you have no clues about. Now you can use ChatGPT or AI, hopefully there's other options in the future, to actually help you put together that listing presentation, gather school information, gather neighborhood statistics, and talk as if you're a native of that city, right? For a lot of you who want to break into this luxury market, wouldn't that be a good idea for you to start utilizing some of this information, putting this information together, creating a better bio on you? How many of you guys even have a bio? We're going to talk about that too. If you don't have a bio because you're like, oh, it's kind of like, I'm not applying for a job. Yes, you are applying for a job. If you don't have a bio, You can't leave anything with the prospective seller. What are you gonna leave with them? They're gonna remember whatever you said last. And if you leave something with them, it's like very eye-catching, very intriguing, and very well put together. Like if a copywriter wrote it for you, it says a lot about you. Next thing, AI-driven email marketing tools, right? A lot of people don't even use drip campaigns, right? And I know it sucks. You got to program it. You got to, go out for like a year or two and with messages and all this stuff. And it could be tedious, but it's worth it. Very much worth it. Now, what if you were to couple that with AI? So what I mean by that is that there are programs that I can teach you guys about that will not only act as a drip campaign for your clients, but they will also learn about your clients. So what I mean by that is they'll learn what times of the day they're most active on email. They'll learn what type of subject titles actually get more open rates. They'll also write the copy for you depending on what time of year it is. They will also communicate with your clients based on what the last conversation was about. It learns your clients. It doesn't just respond, it's proactive. So it's very much different than just having a regular old drip campaign, right? It's very different. And it's actually a learning machine. It's as if it would be as if you stopped everything else you were doing and just focused on email marketing and just went through all the analytics and just went through all the data sets and said, okay, well, this works, that didn't work. This worked, this worked, this worked, but I'm gonna stop doing that because nobody opened that email. It literally does that for you over time. So your emails can get better and your open rates can go from 3% to 10%, which is a big change in your business, right? How many of you guys would like to triple your business, right? That's a pretty big number, pretty significant, I should say. All right, any questions so far? Because I'm gonna move on. All right, I think we do have a question in the chat, but I'll get to you guys in just a sec. Yeah, Rochelle said, what companies currently use to find homeowners with high move rate? Yeah, I'll give you guys one that I found that I've been testing, and I'm sure there's plenty more that are going to be popping up pretty soon, but I'll give you some of that information in just a minute. I'm going to go through all of this first, which is I'm almost done, so bear with me. Becoming an expert in anything, right? How many of you have a list? I hope you guys keep a journal, a list, or a task list, or anything like that. How many of you have a list of books that you want to read in the next 12 months? I hope a lot of them, right? What if you didn't have to read that book to pull out the data from it and you just read books for leisure instead of having to read books for information? We talked about this in one of our masterminds as well, where you can literally ask the AI to summarize a book for you in under 1,000 characters or in bullet points, or explain it to you like if they were the writer, any book you want. So now instead of having to read the book or even the cliff notes, you'll literally get the most actionable items out of that book. So give me the most actionable items that I can take out of Listings to Leads or from Gary Keller's books, like all of that stuff that normally like every real estate agent has to read, Rich Dad Poor Dad, all the books that you guys are interested in. Now you can literally in an afternoon consume the information out of 3 or 4 books if you wanted to in one afternoon. And it's amazing what you could do. Not only that, but I suck at writing descriptions on houses. How many of you guys are also in that boat where you're not creative enough? Cozy little ranch, desirable neighborhood. Hurry won't last, right? Right? Right. So we've all been there, and now they suck. Even if you think, oh my God, I nailed this one. I'm so good at that. We don't. We're not copywriters. We are real estate agents. And for some of us, we don't even know how to spell, including myself. So what I've done is I've created just a rough outline of what this house consists of. And then I asked ChatGPT, act as if you were a professional copywriter in a real estate agent's tone. Could you describe this house in under however many characters your MLS allows you to use? Bang, you got yourself something that's chef's kiss. Unbelievable. In seconds, right? Also, you guys know that Airbnb is a very big thing. Some of you have Airbnb, some of you manage Airbnbs. Airbnbs, a lot of times, guys, it comes down to the description of what your property looks like. Not only the description, but also the pictures, right? And AI can help you with all of that. So the description could be something straight out of a like professional copywriter's portfolio, guys. It could be amazing. And I've used it for everything. So Believe me, I am a big fan. Writing ads, right? You have to advertise a house. So somebody gives you the biggest asset that they own and say, hey, Sarah, take this home, please get it sold. Right now you're like, I got to write an ad for this because I'm going to put it on social media. I'm going to put it in a magazine. I'm going to send out flyers. What the heck am I going to say? Like, what am I going to say to catch people's attention? Right? You can have it write you can copyright, because that's what it's called when you're writing professionally. You can have it write some of the most engaging headers, headlines, whatever you want to call it. You can have it in a tone where make this sound very intriguing to the reader, so they have to read, like anything. It's so creative. It gives you so much inspiration. It's unbelievable, right? And then for social media posts, if you're going to post it on social media as well, which you all should be doing, what are you saying about that house underneath the house? Because you know that the homeowner is following you and they are going to see that post. And if you're smart, you're tagging the homeowner on that post as well, so they can reshare it with their friends and family, which means that you're going to get more followers from their circles, hence maybe in the future, pick up their business. What are your descriptions saying? Some of you don't even have but 2 lines in there, maybe. Beautiful house just listed in Colonia, New Jersey. Must see, open house this weekend. We have a little more space, guys. I think we have about 1,000 characters we can use on most social media platforms, unless it's Twitter. But these are the things you got to start thinking about, because if you have the power of AI, why not utilize it in every single manner? And I'm talking about every manner. I'm going to get into all of that. Let's go ahead and talk about creating amazing social media posts with little or no effort, right? Some of us don't even know how to create social media posts and how to get your videos edited in seconds, right? So some of us, we record homes and we're like, okay, I don't know what to say. I don't know, I don't even know how to put this video together. It's so boring. Like, oh my God, it's terrible. Well, luckily for you guys, TikTok has thought about that for you. So whoever here is not familiar with the AI that TikTok has introduced, and not only AI, but also a lot of other companies are utilizing this too, like Canva. Canva now allows you to use AI to create as many videos as you want. You can literally use Canva now and you can do a podcast with someone, because if you're not podcasting, guys, you should start podcasting for many reasons. But let's just say you create a podcast and you interview someone and the video is 1 hour long. What you can do is you can utilize systems like Canva to be able to chop up little slices of those videos, 1 minute long slices of the most engaging moments. And it'll literally allow you to utilize that as YouTube Shorts or Reels or whatever the case may be. And it does it for you in seconds. You don't have to know iMovie. You don't have to know Final Cut. And I've used all of those. So those are not user friendly. They're not like, oh, let me just open it up and use it. With the Canva stuff, it literally does it for you. And with TikTok, it'll create your video, add the music, and do everything for you. All you have to do is add a voiceover. So very cool stuff of what's going on right now and what you can do with little or no effort. And it just lowered the bar so much. It's just ridiculous. So now we're going to talk about creating amazing artwork for your profiles, for your email signature, headshots, promotional marketing, listing presentations, all of that stuff. How many of you have AI designed art or are using AI designed art for anything? Anyone here? Okay, I'm going to share with you guys something. All of the slides you guys have been seeing so far is all AI art. So what I mean by that is this has never existed. This lady does not exist. This, of course, this cyborg doesn't exist. These 2 people do not exist. These are all people that AI created for me because I told it to create these types of people. I told it to create this kind of scene and it created it for me. These do not exist. They only came into existence because I commanded it from the AI. This artwork right here is different from the artwork you see right here because I told the artwork, use this kind of style. I told the artwork, use this kind of style. So because of that, it's giving me art that's catered to me, to what I want. And I'm gonna show you guys more about that in just 1 second. So let me go ahead and start with some of the stuff. Before I go into some demonstrations, Any questions so far on what I'm talked about? What is one of the things that's really popping out to you guys here that you're excited about?
Lewis,
Yes, sir.
this is all in the free version, right?
All in a free version. I'm going to teach you how to do the majority of the things I talked about here with free options today.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great question. Okay. Anyone, Sarah, is there anything here that you were like, oh my God, that's so cool. Got to learn that.
All of it. And thank
All
you.
of the above.
And thank you for training me on this. We're like on week 5 now, next
Yeah.
Monday. Yep.
Yeah. We're going to go real deep next Monday. We obviously thank you for putting my feet to the fire. Yesterday, this presentation, at 7 p.m., this presentation did not exist.
Wow.
Because of AI, I was able to put this presentation together, create all of the artwork, and be in bed by 10 o'clock. Okay. So for those of you who were like, oh my God, I got to do a presentation. I don't know where to start. ChatGPT did all the heavy lifting for me. All I had to do was put it together. Okay. It created the artwork. It created the outlines. It created the talking points. Only thing I had to do was go in there and tweak a few things. So very simple. Anyone could do these things. So normally these things would have taken up my entire day. I used to do masterminds for 3 or 4 years straight, where I would prepare a presentation every Sunday, and I'd spend most of my day preparing that presentation so I could deliver it on Monday. Thankfully, nowadays you guys are more forgiving with me, and we just talk about current topics. We talk about things I learned this week. We talk about things you learned this week. So it feels like less of a burden on me. But with AI, we can really put some serious stuff together. It's very, it's a game changer for me and for hopefully for most of you as well. I think Lynette Carrington has a question. Lynette, go ahead and ask your question before we continue.
Okay. Hi. So when you create something using this, who owns the rights to it?
Great question. You do, but you can also use other people's artwork. So I'm going to show you what I mean by that, right? So let me go over here. No, this is the wrong one. Sorry. I'm going to go. Okay. So this here, you guys can still probably see my screen. This here is a website called what is that? Sorry, Alexa's over there talking to me. She probably thought it said something. This here is Discord. I'm not sure if anyone here has ever used Discord. It's a chat room. It allows you to communicate with groups. So if you guys want to have a group for this EXP group, you guys can open up a group on Discord, and you guys can have a channel for new agents, a channel for listening presentations, a channel for what's trending in the news, a channel for anything or general discussions. You guys can just go back in there. It's a chat room, basically glorified. You guys can share a lot of video, pictures, presentations, files, anything, right? So what they've done is they've created a bot. Someone who has a server here called Midjourney. A server is basically like a room, right? They have created a bot that utilizes AI and Stable Diffusion, DALL-E. It's all just basically AI for the visual. There's AIs for everything. There's AI for music. There's AI for writing. There's AI for everything. But this one is a visual one. So the question you had is, is this artwork licensed to me? Or can someone else use it? Well, the answer to that is anyone can use it. It's artwork that is open source, but you have to be able to utilize the system in order to get in here. So what I mean by utilize the system is that the system is free. You can use it for free, but most times it's very clogged up, and it gives you it's very limited on what you can do. Or for $10 a month, you can use up to 200 images a month. You can create up to 200 images a month, or use other people's images unlimited. So what I mean by that is this. Lynette, imagine something. Give me your craziest imaginary thing, person, place, or anything. Give me something.
Oh, aren't we supposed to keep this clean?
Oh, yeah. It won't show you anything that's not clean.
I was gonna say, make sure your husband is not there.
If you ask it to imagine your husband 20 years younger, I don't think it would do that, but.
When you say the wildest, wow.
Use your imagination. Create something.
Um, le- okay, let's say my granddaughter, who is 10 now, would like to see how she'll be at 18.
Okay. So in that case, what we would need is we would need a picture of your granddaughter. I would have to upload it. And I would say, imagine a young lady in the picture at the age of 18, and it would give me that. But just to save you guys a little bit of time, I'm not going to ask her for a picture of her granddaughter, but I am going to look at my emails and see if anyone was brave enough to send me their headshot. If not, I'm going to have to show you guys some of my own examples. You guys are chickens because no one sent me a picture.
We
So I
thought
guess-
you wanted it after.
Oh no,
After the
send it
Zoom.
now.
Oh, well,
Send
you
it now.
didn't say that.
Yeah, send it now. Okay, so let me go ahead and show you guys how you can use other people's artwork, right? So, what is something right now that is trending? Anyone? Trending topic? Anything?
Like a rainbow and a leprechaun, or a rainbow
Okay.
and a pot of gold.
Okay, so rainbow and pot of gold. If I just put into the search bar that information, it'll give me the most relevant stuff that people on Midjourney have looked up. So here, as you can see, we have rainbows, we have a pot with roses. That's not so much like we're looking for. Here's a rainbow with fruit. Here's a rainbow. Here's another rainbow with a pot of gold there, kind of. Here's another rainbow. And let's just say we want to use one of these. Let's say we want to use this little leprechaun guy. We just click on the picture and then we double click on it and we go save image as. Now we can use this image. Pretty cool, right? Or if we don't like any of these, let's just say these 4, right? There's 4 images here. What if I want to use one of these images, but right now I can't because it's kind of like stuck to 4 others or 3 others? I can screenshot the one I want, or I can just tell the AI to do something pretty cool. I just clicked on the type right here. It brought me to the post. I can tell it to either increase the resolution on number 1. So U1 would be the upscale number 1. U2 would be this one. U3 would be that one. U4 would be that one. So if I wanted to use one of these, I can just tell it to upscale. If I want different variations, let's just say I like this one, but I'm not in love with it. It could use a little tweaking. I can just tell it, give me 4 more variations of number 3. So if I clicked on V3, it would give me 4 more variations of this one. All right, so it would give me something pretty cool. So let me give you guys some examples, some real life examples. Here, you're going to see some headshots of myself. And some of these look a lot better. Well, all of these look a lot better than I really look like in real life. But the cool thing is that I don't even own these pictures. I don't even look like this in the pictures I uploaded. I said to the AI, use this picture and put a building and some fancy cars in the background using the guy in the picture. So it gave me pictures that I can use. And as you can see, this one is slightly different than the last one because the cars in the background are different. You see that?
Yeah.
All right. And now you see this one has 1 car. You see now this one is just a headshot. This one is headshot the other direction. And I use this cartoonish design because that's the look I was going for. But you can make it in any style you want. You can tell it to make it like in the style. Let me show you guys right now.
Louis, I just sent mine, by the way.
Oh, okay, great. I'm going to use you as my example. So you can tell it to create art in any style, comic book form. You see here, I said to create something in a cyberpunk manga, cherry blossom, Scott Adams type of design. Scott Adams is like a famous illustrator. Here I said to the picture, give me a real estate agent using a smartphone with AI searches surrounded by property images in the style of Andy Warhol. How cool is that? I have some more Andy Warhol stuff right here. Some more Andy Warhol stuff right here. And then this one, I said to it, people gathered around a computer learning about AI with technological style. So anything you want it to be, this is real Andy Warhol stuff right here. That's pretty cool. So now we're going to use our guinea pig and we're going to try to, okay, so we've got a few. Oh yeah. Okay. Sarah was the first one. So I'm going to start with her. Okay.
This is really fun.
Yeah, you guys are gonna get such a kick out of this. All right, so we're going to.
So Lewis, for those of us who
Yeah.
are really new to this, so again, you're going to Discord and you're going to the Midjourney
Yes, Midjourney
channel.
server. Yes, correct.
Okay.
All right.
And then that's where you're pulling, that's where you're going for like, so if you woke up tomorrow and said, all right, I'm going to work on some artwork for my social media posts, this is kind of where you would start.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
That's where you would start.
Perfect.
So, all right,
Perfect.
guys, let me show you. Right now, I'm going to upload Sarah's picture, and you guys are going to see the original. Okay, so this is Sarah's original. You guys see that? I'm going to post it in the server. The reason why I'm doing that is because I need an address. So I need an address for that picture. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to look for that picture. So the easiest way to look for the picture is just by going to user and then put your name. And then you will find pictures that you've uploaded. Hopefully I can find Sarah because I don't know why, but it's been off recently. And you see the pictures I uploaded aren't even those are the pictures I told it to use as inspiration. And then it's giving me other ones. So why is it? You know what? I think it has a limit. So let me just jump to the present one. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, usually it pops up here when you go to from and it shows
We did
your.
see it in the beginning, but then it went away.
Okay, I'm gonna find you. Give me a sec. There you are. Okay. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on this picture and I'm gonna go to copy image address. So I copy the image address. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go backslash imagine. And then when I type in backslash imagine, a prompt pops up. I just hit enter. And now it's asking me, what do you want? Like, what is it that you want? So to make your life easy, I'm going to show you that all you need to do is go to Google and put in Midjourney prompts. Okay. And then here in Midjourney prompts, if you guys don't know what you can say to Midjourney, you just go to this right here and it tells you the prompts you can use. And there's not a lot of them, so you won't get overwhelmed, but it tells you the prompts you can use. But it's more, it takes more than just reading them. You need to put them into practice. You need to use them, okay? So right now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna paste the address of her picture, and then I'm gonna tell it to do something with this picture. So first of all, what style do you wanna use for your headshot, Sarah? Do you want to look like a cartoonish? Do you want to go with an Andy Warhol style? Do you want to go with a modernist feel? Do you want to go classical? Do you want to go Monet? Like what type of style? You go cyberpunk. You could do anything in the world.
I think cartoon.
Cartoon. Okay.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do is we're going to, let me see if I can go from mention. Okay, so what I do a lot of times is I just sit around and I read other people's descriptions, especially the ones I like, and I see what did they prompt it to say, to write, or to create. What did they say? So a lot of people like this one here, surreal cinematic minimalist, shot in the style of Akira Kurosawa. That's pretty cool. I don't even know who that artist is, but that's their style. So what I want to do is I found one that I thought was really cool, right? That lo-fi look for my headshots. I'm gonna give Sarah one right now. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back here. All right, so I'm gonna copy this HD lo-fi style illustration. Okay, now what do you want in the picture with you?
Superman.
With Superman? Or you
Yeah,
want to be
but-
Superman?
Both. He's my biggest crush.
Oh, okay. So use the girl in the photo and turn her into Supergirl and have Superman flying in. Okay, now the next thing you can do is you can tell it what aspect ratio you want to use. So what is an aspect ratio? That basically means, do you want it to be square? Do you want it to be for a thumbnail on YouTube? Do you want it to be a banner? Do you want it, whatever it is that you want to do, right? So the way you do that is you do two dashes, you type in AR for aspect ratio. And do you want it in the style of portrait or do you want it square? What would you prefer?
You pick.
Let's leave it alone and I'll show you guys what happens with nothing.
Louis, we can't see the bottom of the screen.
You can't see the bottom of my screen?
No, like we can't see what you're typing.
Oh, you can't? Why? It's cut off?
Oh,
Oh,
it's
I can.
oh, can you? Oh, then it's my.
Yeah, you
Oh,
scroll
let
down,
me
maybe-
zoom. Yeah, I need to zoom out.
Maybe zoom out?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's recap before I hit enter. So I typed in the address of her picture. I gave it instructions on what style I want and what I want happening in the picture. And then I just hit enter. Okay, so it's going to take a second to generate. So in the meantime, let me show you guys other things that I did with the AI. So it's been a long time since I've updated my branding. So I took a few hours over the weekend and I came up with some really nice branding material. You guys see this this picture of a house that doesn't exist on a beach that doesn't exist with my logo on it. I haven't updated my stuff in a very long time. So what I did was I went over to Facebook and I said, you know what? I'm going to update my stuff. I updated my banner on my business profile. Well, this is my personal profile and this is my personal headshot. And then I went over to my business profile. Sorry, guys. And then I went over to my business profile and I utilized this banner with this headshot to kind of make it a little bit different. It's subtle, but it goes with the brand. So I use this backdrop that I created in seconds with this headshot that I created in seconds. And then for my personal profile, I created this one, which is me looking in the other direction with a different view of the beach. Because as I mentioned to you guys earlier, I live in South Florida now, and I have to update where I am. I've had the same backdrop on my Facebook since 2016. So I think it was about time I changed that. And I did the same thing on Instagram. I changed my picture. It looks so much better. And I changed that across all of my social media. And I also changed it. I don't know why it's not showing, but I also changed it on my email. I don't know why it's not showing. Maybe I got to refresh it. Well, you see it up here. Oh, no, now it is. Now it's there. Okay, the only thing I haven't done yet, and I could do that live with you guys, or maybe not, I won't bore you to death, is change it here in your email signature, okay? So here, I changed it. Here, as you can see here, I changed it, and here I changed it. And I want to show you guys. Yeah, I created this one in case I want to change the background another day. You know, all stuff that you guys can do really easy. Now, let's go back to Midjourney. And let's look up our latest creation. Oh my God. Okay, so here we go. So we've got Sarah as Supergirl with Superman sneaking up behind her, Clark Kent, I guess you would say.
Yeah,
And you know, it looks really cool. Like I like the
I
look
like
of
it.
right?
I love
But
it.
now, but maybe now I'm not super thrilled with it. Maybe I want a little bit more variations, right? So what I can do is you know what? I don't like any of these. Regenerate. I can still keep these, so don't worry. I'll still give you these.
Yes,
I hit
please.
I'll hit regenerate, and it will create 4 more for me. Okay. So once it creates 4 more for me, I'll have 4 more to choose from. Or let's just say that you liked one of them. So here, which one of these 4 do you like the best, Sarah? I know these 2 don't have Superman in it.
Yeah. I guess the fourth one.
The 4th one you like? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So then what I'm going to do is tell it, give me 4 variations of number 4. And it's going to do that. In the meantime, what I want to do is I want to hop over to Canva and show you how you can also do this for free. Canva has also AI built in now that allows you to do a lot of things for free. This picture of a dog smiling did not exist. I told it, give me a dog with a happy grin, golden retriever. And it created these 4. And I picked the one and I used it. So now you guys can create really cool posts on Canva, put the text over it, because you guys know how easy Canva is to use. You can utilize Canva as well for this. You don't just have to use Midjourney. If Midjourney is not in your budget, it's $10 a month, or it's too clogged up on a free version, whatever the case may be, you can use Canva as well. So relief for a lot of you who are like, oh, I gotta keep spending money on things. No way. So there's a lot of tools that we can use that are going to help us, that are not going to break the bank. So any questions so far? I'm going to jump into one of our other topics, but I'll take a question in the meantime.
One of the things that they were asking, Lewis, is with the artwork, is that something that you can, when you look at something like ChatGPT, which is where most of us, when we think AI right now, that's the kind of the first place we go. Is artwork something you can do within ChatGPT, or is that going to be strictly like text responses?
Great question. It's only text at the moment. It's only text that you can get out of it. But what you can do is you can ask ChatGPT to do the following. Let me show you. Okay. Okay. I said, ChatGPT, can you write me a bullet point presentation with 7 slides on how real estate agents can use artificial intelligence for their business? Also provide 7 ideas of images for each slide. Make it fun and easy to understand for beginners. In the middle of the presentation, you could add soft sells, whatever the case is, for your agents, right? So what it did here was it created this 7-slide presentation, but it also gave me the image ideas. You see that here? The image idea. So all I did at that point was copy the image idea, hop over the Midjourney, paste it, got myself a picture. You saw what you see how you can use it for pictures, but not necessarily to get the picture?
Yes.
You see that? It's more for ideas. It's more for innovating. So let's go back over to Sarah's stuff real quick. I know we're going over our time a little bit. I'll make it quick. I'll wrap it up soon, unless you guys want me to stay a little longer. But so here we've got 4 images of Sarah. They all look almost exactly the same, except for this Superman here looks a little different than that Superman there. He's got a part in his hair on the left. This one, he's got more of like a curly hair look. This one looks like he's been eating a little bit more like an ex-football player. And this one here looks a little bit of a geekier type of Superman. So depending on what Sarah's into, and I didn't even look at Sarah's face, but some of them are more lit than others. Some of them have different buildings in the background. So according to her, whichever one she would like, she would then pick. Now, Sarah, when you go into Midjourney later, you can just go in here and you can look up this. You can look up girl in photo, turning her into a Supergirl, and then you can paste that into the search bar and you can find them. And once you find them, you can just upvote anyone you want, or make more variations of anything you want, or start or have at it and start making some more creative pictures yourself. So here I said to it, give me 4 more examples, because I was not happy with these that you gave me. I think these are kind of lame. So give me 4 more. So what it did was it gave me these 4. So now, you know, they have 4 different variations. Only this one with a Superman. This one looks really cool. This one with her showing the S on her chest.
I love that one.
A little bit of the S. This one's really cool for you.
Yeah,
like that one.
I love that one. Definitely.
Yeah. Awesome stuff.
And my
Really,
nose
really,
looks
cool.
better too.
Hey, you know, I mean, who needs Photoshop?
A plastic surgery, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, listen, guys, AI has creeped into every single thing. AI is I mentioned Photoshop. You can use AI in Photoshop now to create images on your pictures that you want. There's so many things that AI is getting itself into that there will not be another alternative. It's kind of like the internet in the early 90s. where like everyone's like, what are you going to use this for? And then sooner or later, a lot of people became late adopters. And guess what? People made millions on the internet when people were figuring out that the internet was the future. So AI, guys, is literally the future. But AI is, in my opinion, like giving an inexperienced person a chainsaw. It's a tool. You can knock down a forest with it. But if you don't know how to turn it on, it's worthless, right? If you don't know how to keep it running, service it, it's worthless. So AI is great, but what you don't know is, how do you prompt things? Where do you go? What are the steps? Like, which one, what can I use to maximize this, maximize that, do this, this, and that? A lot of things. So with that being said, I'm going to give you guys one more example. And don't worry, the other two people who emailed me your pictures, do me a favor and just email me again and just tell me what style you want those in, and I'll prepare those for you and I'll email those back to you guys. Okay, I'll give you guys that as well, so that way we don't do it here on the stream live. So
Louis,
one other
just to
thing I
confirm
want
real quick before you move
Yes.
forward with this. So once you post these pictures up, they are public domain, right? Anybody
They
can
are public
use that
domain.
picture. So like if somebody had that picture of her, they could take that picture, use that photo for themselves, or switch
Yeah.
something around about that. So it's theirs.
Yes, exactly. Unless you take a picture that you created and then you trademarked it to your business and you register it with the USPTO, then it's yours. And if someone else uses it, then at that point, you can claim infringement, I guess. But AI law is non-existent, let's just say right now. So these cases are going to be heard in the future. But as of right now, that's the only protection you would have if you wanted protection. And it's not expensive to do if you're going to use it for your business assets to register yourself on USPTO. But hey, it's for fun, guys. A lot of this stuff. And if someone uses my picture, I'm happy. Go ahead, use my picture. Like, there's no such thing as bad publicity. If you're a little private with your stuff, you don't want to use it, because maybe your kids are in the picture. That's fine. You can do a lot of things with social media. TikTok has some great ones. You can use Snapchat, a lot of great AI filters in there that can turn you into superhero, do all these cool things, but you really can't prompt it to do what you want. You got to kind of take what it's giving you. Okay. So that's the only issue there. All right. So real quick, I want to move on to one of the other things that I mentioned to you guys that is literally a game changer. So for instance, one of the things I mentioned here is you can create really very intriguing and very captivating social media posts. So I'm gonna hop over to Twitter real quick, and I showed the guys this the other day in our mastermind. And sorry, right now my account is suspended. Someone hacked it, but I can still use it. So I want to search real estate. Okay, so let's go to real estate. Let's just go real estate. Top. Okay. Pick something that catches your attention. Something that has a lot of comments. Why is that coming up with that? Okay, here we go. Elon Musk, right? Commercial real estate is melting down fast. Home values next. Okay, maybe not, right? Two best real estate apps nobody uses. Okay, cool. All right, let's just click on this real quick. We'll click on Elon's post. Okay, so let's get some context here. The real estate market is obviously contended right now, whether it's up or down. And then a few people who are very well known in the space in Twitter here, they chimed in. So here we go with saying, I can see CRE being included in that meltdown. It gets bad enough. Another form of BRR, Burr, is like when they print money for Jay Powell, who is our Fed chairman. Indirectly, the Fed lets regional banks go under and then agrees to backstop a portion of the loans. Okay, so now we've got a little context here of what this post can consist of. So what we could do is we can copy this post and we can go over to ChatGPT and we can say, sorry, I'm trying to move my pictures. Here we go. Okay. Write me a YouTube short dialogue. Sorry, guys, I keep moving the stuff. Okay. Dialogue about this topic in a I hope I'm spelling that right. I don't know. I am horrible. I told you guys I couldn't spell. Controversial manner. Okay. So here, we're going to get our information that we need. So now I've taken a trending Twitter post, which you guys know that Twitter is the place you go for the most up-to-date trending topics, right? So we know that. So now it's given me a whole dialogue and a whole thing to make on this topic alone. And it's controversial because some people think we're in an up market, some people think we're in a down market, and who knows, right? Maybe we're somewhere in between. So it literally just gave me something to do. Then you could say, well, turn this into a Twitter post. Now you've got yourself a Twitter post, right? From the same data, same information. Then you can say, turn this into a description for my YouTube video. Right? So now you don't have to, who has ever uploaded a YouTube video? Recording the video is not the thing that takes forever. For some of you, maybe. It's uploading it, because you got to upload it, get the thumbnail, get the right title, get the right description, get the right hashtags, get all this stuff that you literally have to sit there and do. And now it can just get everything done for you in seconds. So it's pretty darn amazing, guys. I'm telling you, it is so revolutionary in so many ways. I didn't even get a chance to really cover all the examples that we have here. I do want to respect your time. So I know a few of you have asked how can we get more information on this. I think on my private messages here. And I will tell you that we have been covering a lot of this information in our masterminds for our group. But if anyone really wants to take the leap and take this to the next level for their business, I did create a course for AI for you guys to take advantage of if you want to utilize this in order to really kind of like become the subject matter expert and use this in your business in so many more ways than what we just covered today, because obviously we're under time restraint. We only have an hour. If you guys are interested in learning about grabbing that course at the pre-sale price, because the course is not yet completed, all you would have to do is just visit my website at culture.estate, and you will not only get the pre-sale price, which is discounted heavily, but you will also get an additional 25% discount if you use the code EXP2023, which will be up and running until this Friday only. This discount will only be good till Friday. Now, what you're going to get from the course material, just for in case you guys are curious, I have right here. Okay, so you're going to have all of this information. I'm sorry, I keep getting phone calls. Give me 1 second, guys. My mother's calling me. You cannot answer your mother's phone call. Hello? Oh, okay. Bye-bye. Sorry, guys. All right. Yeah, I'm a mama's boy. Okay, so what you're going to get is the fundamentals, obviously, more in depth of the fundamentals. What is AI? Natural language processing, machine learning, all the stuff that we kind of covered the surface on today. AI-driven business strategies, data-driven decision-making, AI application and marketing, automation and efficiency, ethical considerations, because you don't know the impact of what this is going to have on the future, right? So we got to make sure we do things within the law or the future laws, future trends, conclusion, amazing stuff that you guys are going to get yourselves acquainted with. So if you guys are interested, you will be prompted if you go to our website, because literally I'm going to share a little secret with you guys right now. I promised you guys in the beginning that I would share something very crazy at the end. I created this presentation and I created this entire website and course from yesterday at 7 p.m. to today before I gave this presentation, all with the use of AI. So I created a website, I created a curriculum. I created a presentation. I created everything you guys saw today with AI. If not, this would have taken me literally probably about 3 days to do. You know, it's I'm not even joking. So if you guys are interested in learning how you can do that for yourselves, all you would have to do is visit culture.estate. You're going to see here on my main page, once you're in the home screen, you will just click on this icon right here that says Auction Master. What that's going to do is it's going to take you over to our university. Inside of our university, all you have to do is click on all products and just scroll down to where it says AI Master. Now you're going to see some other courses in here, which are Auction Master, because I
That
have
was great. I took that one. I
Yeah.
completed that course. It's amazing. Lewis is my
Awesome.
private coach.
Yeah, so I have a background in foreclosures, sheriff sales, and REOs. I worked with auction.com for many years. I did training for them and thousands of their participants, their investors who would want to buy homes through them and through sheriff sales. So I teach you guys everything from A to Z if you guys are interested in that. But the good thing is that when you click here on AI Master, the course for Auction Master is $7.99. Our pre-sale price for the Auction Master is $2.99. And if you use the 25% coupon code, I think it comes out to be about $2.25. But on your way to checkout, if you do decide to take the the AI course, the AI Master, on your way to checkout, you will have an opportunity to get the Auction Master course at a heavily discounted price as well, if you want to bundle those. So that's it. I'm not sure if you guys have any questions for me. If you guys want to pick my brain while we have a few minutes left, let me see if I can hop over and see if I have any questions.
Lewis, this has been incredible. I was, thinking of just being able to clean up language and, improve those listing descriptions right before they hit the MLS. And you've completely thrown it into a whole other universe. I literally took your idea. There's 2 books that I've been wanting to read. It's on my to-do list, not just to read them, but to sort of integrate them into a presentation. I literally just took the titles and stuck them into ChatGPT while I was listening to your presentation today. And I have already got a presentation outlined for me before I've even picked up the books. So
That's crazy, right?
this is super cool. And just opening your mind a little bit to the possibilities. You've certainly done that here today. This is really awesome.
No, thank you very much. I appreciate that compliment. That means a lot.
Thank you. Listen, let me ask you, was it necessary for you to upgrade your laptop or computer system to accommodate?
Should you update your laptop, you say?
Yeah, or add
No.
additional memory or...
Not at all. Let me actually show you guys something very cool.
Because I have so many programs.
Yeah, let me show you guys something very cool. All right. All right. Right now, you guys are going to see my home screen on my phone, my cell phone. Is this going to take a sec? Okay. I think my camera died. Okay. All right. So, okay, check this out. This little brain right here, this is ChatGPT shortcut on my cell phone. I don't even have to use my laptop. I can use my cell phone for this. So watch this. Write me a description for a house with 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, located in a beautiful street in the suburbs of New Jersey. Bang. We got it. All we have to do now is copy, or we can save it. And now we use it, paste it, and then we could do it on our phone. So now you could do the same thing with Midjourney, the stuff that I was showing you guys before with the images, right on your phone. You could do anything, guys, on your phone nowadays. Let me see if I can jump into Discord. I think I have the Discord app here. Yeah, I do. Yeah, so here we go. All I have to do is go / imagine. anything. Imagine anything. I could do it here, and I could grab the image from here. So you don't need to have a fancy laptop, fancy computer. You could do it all right from your phone. It is literally the most amazing thing you could ever think of. I can use these pictures from right here. Save. I can use that picture. I can upvote one of these images if I wanted to. If you really like this picture, you're like, real image of eating in the 1950s, restaurant, food, burgers, fries. Like, this is a really cool, iconic picture. Like, if I was opening up a burger joint, I'd probably use one of these pictures on my wall.
Yeah.
Really cool. So yeah, if you guys want to learn how to do all those things and be able to just have AI at your fingertips or anywhere else, yeah, I think that would be a good idea for you guys to invest in your knowledge in the way that you are utilizing AI for your business. Let me see if I get back on here. Yeah.
Being early to the party.
Yeah, you want to be early to the party. It's kind of the same thing as the comparison I gave you guys to the internet in the early 90s. All the money was made in the beginning, and then you get diminishing returns as you go along. So that's pretty much it, guys. If you have a question for me, please let me know now, or you guys can always email me. I give you guys my email address. So yeah, any questions?
Louis, having you and Diana on the same screen is like heaven for me.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Oh.
my two favorites.
You're
Thank you,
awesome,
thank you.
Sarah. I did see one question in the chat that I think would be really good, because there are a lot of people
Yes.
here that are leveraging KV Core that are utilizing drip campaigns, right, with their CRM. Is that something that you would go to ChatGPT for?
I would.
And-
I would.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, what I've learned from drip campaigns is that text messages work better than emails. Are we in agreement with that? Higher open rate?
Yes, I think you
Okay.
get more engagement. Yeah, for
Good.
sure.
And also what I've noticed with text messages is that the simpler and more human-like they are, the more response you get. The more information you put in, the more formal you are, the less likely someone is to communicate with you. So what I would do is I would use ChatGPT to kind of make my short text messages more engaging. Always end your text messages with a question at the end. Some people ask the question in the beginning and then you rant. What you want to do is have it short in the beginning and then end with a question. Because if you don't end with a question, you're not going to get a response. So that's the only thing I can tell you. So if you're out of ideas on what to make those short messages about, then ask ChatGPT, give me 12 ideas on how I could communicate with a buyer I met at an open house. So that way they stay engaged with me throughout the next 12 months. And they can give you 12 topics, and then you make those messages as short as possible, such as, John, it was nice meeting you the other day at the open house. And this is Sarah, by the way. And I just wanted to ask you, what was it that you most like about Nutley, New Jersey? Like, you end with a question. So something like that. What is it that's pushing you towards this part of town? You know, always end with a question. That way you can maximize your response rate. Hope that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I've seen them where it's like so long-winded, and then they end with Sarah from eXp Realty and phone number, and like nobody text messages each other, especially if you're a friend, with your phone number and your information at the bottom. So if you've got that automatically in there, take it out, because they know your phone number. You're texting them from it. So try to keep it as friendly as possible. Same thing with prospecting. Call people. Talk to them like they're your friend. Yeah, don't talk to them like they're a prospect. Okay. Sorry, I'm delving into different realms. I apologize.
No, this has been awesome. Like I said, totally took it into a whole other realm, which is exactly what Sarah promised when she said you've got to meet Louis and have him share his perspectives on AI. Really cool stuff here today. Thank you so much, Louis.
No
and
problem.
certainly for making your information available as well.
Have I been calling you Trina this whole time? Because I have an agent whose name is Trina, and you sound exactly like her.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh my God, I thought we had Trina on the call. It was you the whole
Really?
time. Yeah, I am so sorry, Dina.
Oh, you're totally fine.
Are you from Oklahoma by any chance?
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
no. New Jersey, born and raised.
New Jersey, born and raised. Okay. Oh, my
Yep.
apologies. Yeah. Cool.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much again. This has just been really, really fantastic. And if anybody wants to follow up with Louis, you know how to reach him. And certainly you see him on a variety of social media channels. So again, Louis, I can't thank you enough for your contribution today. Really, really appreciate your expertise and your energy.
No worries. Thank you so much. And everyone who sent me an email, I will respond with your headshots today.
Awesome. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
And Sarah, Thank you.
Thank you, Diana, for making it happen.
Thank you so much, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Get out there
you.
and test out your AI skills. We would love to hear back some of the things that you're experimenting with, and hopefully I'll have a presentation out there pretty soon. So thank you so much. Everybody have a wonderful day.
Thank
You
you.
too. Bye-bye.
No problem.
Bye-bye.